You never walk into the same river twice, or you never read the same book twice. And I've been a fan of Ryan Holiday's uh, Stoicism philosophy for probably 10 years now, and I'm rereading Courage is Calling. It's on my nightstand, and right now the word courage specifically for us as human beings, as athletes, allows us to really be brave. And I've learned so much about this philosophy in relationship to sport, specifically working with athletes. But I want to share four quotes, 4 pages here that I know will be able to relate within your life somehow, your game somehow, as we prepare for your season, whatever that may be. And the first one here is page 136. It's a quote from Martin Luther King, and he says specifically, um, when we straighten our backs, we might be beaten, but we can't be ridden. And that's deep. That's U.S. history of slavery, and but what we think about is our body language being a choice. And when we straighten our backs, we're up tall, we're strong, we're brave, we have the courage to keep fighting. And think about in an athlete, when we fail, nothing's worse. You put so much energy into your process of wanting to do great things and be the best player you can be, and then all of a sudden failure hits, and boom, what do we go to? And I remember quick, I just saw it recently, Steph Curry, this was like a year ago, is he missed like 3 or 4 free throws in a row. And he went to the bench, in between that, and he told his coach something along the lines, right? Not quoting here, but he's like, that's uncharacteristic. And then when he got to the free throw again a few minutes later, he was caught smiling at the free throw line, shooting a free throw. And he was asked about it afterwards in his press conference, and he said, "Why were you smiling after you missed 3 or 4?" And he's like, "It was intentional. It was a reminder to myself that let's keep it really simple, and let's not take ourselves too seriously and overthink this. Let's keep it as simple as just shooting a free throw." And his choice with his body language and his smiling dictated that. And yeah, he made the free throw because he's the best shooter of all time, arguably. But that's one quote. So body language, be tall, don't be defeated. And you think about UFC guys walking into the ring or doing their weigh-in, it's like they're big, they're strong, they're tall, and they're choosing to do that. Okay. Next one, page 116 is, and this next one hits me a lot of different ways, but it says, whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. And I think of that as, I heard a quote, I'm not sure who said it, so kudos to you, is nothing changes if nothing changes. And then there's another idea in the coaching world that stuck with me, and I don't know where I heard it again, but it's like, if you're not teaching it, you're allowing it. And I think of that as a parent, right? If my kids are doing something, and I say, hey, I'm either teaching it or I'm allowing it. And so what is that when it comes to sport or to us? It comes down to, hey, am I having bad discipline when it comes to social media, or being distracted by my phone or my study habits, or when I'm in the weight room, am I skipping that one rep? And that's a choice. That's a choice. Okay. And so David Senra, the podcast, breaks down biographies. He says, learning, and this is common, it's the one where I heard it, is like, learning isn't memorizing, learning is changing your behavior. And that's when we hear actions are louder than words. And so you have to be able to choose what you want to do from that side of it. Yeah, last one, second to last one, page 129. Always do what you're afraid of doing. That's actually Ralph Waldo Emerson who said that. And I remember a quote from this man named Les Brown, where I heard this back when I was coaching at Stanford in 2015, and I've applied it ever since. But he says, if you do the easy things in life, life will be hard. If you do the hard things in life, life will be easy. I switched that over to being about practice and applying it. If you practice the hard things in life, the game will be easier. If you practice the easy things, the game will be hard. And so think about your preparation leading up to an event, whether it's studying, whether that's a sport. If you bust your butt and you prepare, you're going to gain confidence. You're going to walk into that event ready to rock and roll. Otherwise, it's a flip of a coin. You're going to hope, right? And hope's not necessarily a strategy from that side of it. Last one, be not afraid of greatness. Is think about to be the 1%. You're trying to be great, right? Michael Jordan was great. Kobe Bryant was great. Steph Curry's great. Baseball players, these guys are great. They're Hall of Fame type players. Ohtani, hot top. They're doing what the 1% has to do. They're sacrificing sleep, their nutrition, their body work, their recovery, so on and so forth. But if you want to be great, that's 1%. That's the top 1%. That means 99% aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing. So look at your behavior. Are you training harder than 99% of the people? Because if you are, then you're on your path to greatness. Otherwise, you're just going to get the same things that everybody else is getting. And so I love this. This is a great time. This helps me break it down and instill these into my behaviors as well, as I'm still growing, I'm still learning throughout my life, and enable my kids and the athletes that I work with. And so I hope this helps. Courage is calling. Stoicism. Let's go get it. Apply this. Let's apply it to our lives.